Hey, MAGA, is he dead yet? That's the only thing, the only conversation that I want to have with you, whether or not he's dead yet. That is the only thing that I would want to hear out of your motherfucking mouth. Is he dead yet? So stay off my fucking page unless you're coming to tell me that Donald is dead as a doornail, a dirt nap, gone. Okay? Otherwise, the flight guide, stay off my page. Hey, MAGA.
No worries. No worries. No worries. We're happy to stay off your page. I'm sure we'll get by. We'll get by. We'll get by without visiting. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Fire Program. I am your host, Joe Neerman, a.k.a. Good Lawgic, spelled Lawgic, as in goodlogic.locals.com. I've been telling a lot of people recently that my name is Good Lawgic because when you go to this trial, see, you're sitting there in a room with like 60 other journalists. You're seeing the same people over and over. You start making conversations because sometimes it helps to have a friend. Save me a seat on the bus. Or what did he say? What did you think of that witness? Who's coming next? One of the things we know is Kid Cudi's coming next. Kid Cudi's coming tomorrow. The whole trial, the whole courtroom is a buzz. Even the security were like, oh, we're going to have a headache tomorrow. Some rapper's coming here. And I was like, that's got to be Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is a name I didn't know a week ago, but I know it now. Temporary boyfriend of. Yeah, that's right. I'm going back into Diddy. I know it's the following program, okay? I know. Okay? I know. I don't need you people just popping on in there and saying, Joe, why are you talking about Diddy on this stream over here? People don't want to hear about freaking Diddy on this stream. I got Diddy on the brain. I can't stop talking about Diddy. I'm trying to stop talking about Diddy. I can't. Okay? I spent all day. I'm making shorts. I'm making videos. I'm taking notes. I'm sitting in courtrooms. I'm jumping on buses. I'm even making stream. And I try to just get back to a taste of normalcy. And what happens? Oh, yeah. Open up that stream. How are you doing tonight, Chimbo?
I'm doing great. It's like deja vu. Started the same stream over again, talking about Diddy again, and go, wait, it's the wrong stream.
Oh, God.
Oh, you cracked me up.
Oh, my God. It's terrible. It was so bad. I was like, how do you get out? How do I get out of this situation? I thought when I saw Jim in the background, because I knew I only gave him a link in case you're confused, in case you're showing up after the fact. What happened was I set up two streams, and I decided, okay, I'm going to invert the way I've been doing things. I'll have Diddy trial first, and then I'll go into the following program. Until now, I've been doing it the opposite way. So, and I had a lot that I was excited about with the Diddy trial. Not going to kid you. A lot that I was excited about because I was like, we got to hear from Dr. Dawn Hughes and from the Depp trial, the Machshefa of the Depp trial, and she got pretty badly roasted. I was like, this is going to be a nice, fun stream. And I'm even making promos. I was like, you're really going to want to check out what happened to Dr. Hughes. If you remember from the Depp trial, you're going to want it. You're going to want to see it. It was fireworks in the courtroom. The whole room was like, whoa, over and over again. Well, anyhow, after I go through all that work, I set up that stream. And I wasn't going to do this show. Okay? Jim calls me up. Back me up on this. He calls me up.
Yeah, I did. It was my fault.
And I said, I'm thinking tonight, I'm not going to have the following program. We're not going to do it tonight. I'm tired. Do people really need it? I was like, I don't have to do it tonight. And he's like, oh, okay, because I sent you some links. And I wanted to, we're going to talk about the whole South Africa thing. And then this crazy judge. And I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun. That sounds like fun to talk about. Fine, I'll do it. So I was like, I'm going to set up a second stream. I'll send you the link to the second stream, and you'll join me for that. I have no idea what the heck happened between Trump and South Africa, other than the fact that he met with the president today, and apparently he was somewhat abrasive with the president of South Africa, who I think his name is something is like Ramaphosa or something.
Yeah. I wouldn't say abrasive. I would say he was just direct and blunt.
He was very blunt. He was very Trumpian with him. I was like, all right, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
Trump had receipts, though.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. So I was like, and then the next thing I know, I'm talking about Diddy. I open up what I think is the Diddy thing, but I opened up the following program link. So now I'm streaming to all the people who were supposed to be coming to the following program, and I'm streaming to them, and I start talking about Diddy. And I don't know this. I got this whole lengthy intro before I start talking about it for like 8 minutes. 8 minutes I'm going on there. And all of a sudden, like I tried like adjusting stuff, and I see that there's another person in there. And I'm like, why can't I get my face up there? This is so weird. Like I was struggling with it. And then I see Jim moving around backstage. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. I was loading links into the private chat, and I was like, yep. And then I stepped out to grab something to drink, and all of a sudden I'm hearing something, and I'm like, why do I hear Joe talking? And I came and I said, oh, he's on the wrong stream.
Yes.
Oh,
Joe was very much on the wrong stream. It was a disaster. It was really a disaster. Anyhow, we're here now. It's the following program, and it's time for us to get started. Get started with the music. It's time to start the music. So you want to talk to me about Trump's meeting? We're going to start off with Trump's meeting with South African president. He's giving me links. I haven't seen any of this. I don't know anything. He's talking to me. Jim wants to talk to me about the news. Let's talk about the news. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let me just make sure that Rumble is running. Is it running?
Yeah, I seen it running.
And
on the Rumble note, you might want to maybe I will say something in there. You might want to make me a mod in there because you've got people spamming the shit out of it.
Also,
you got a moderator in there now. Okay.
Thank God. Yeah, take that seeping wound and ban him forever.
There was somebody in the last chat posting about trying to get putting links for some kind of something.
I can't even get into the stupid chat there. I'm gonna call Rumble and yell at some people. I'm gonna call them and yell at some people because this is stupid. This is really stupid. I really can't get in there. Am I mod in here this way? Can I do stuff on my phone?
You can't just open a tab with Rumble on your computer?
When I open, okay, I'll show you what I got. I'll show you what it looks like. Maybe you can walk me through it, okay? I even come from backstage. Do this. Okay, this is my backstage of Rumble. This is backstage where I can create new live streams and stuff like that. And over here is where I go to click it open. Do you see chat anywhere here? No.
Oh, scroll more. Wait, why don't you have chat? But this ain't even running, though.
Yeah, shows like it's not running.
Go to I don't know. Go click on your home, or click on click on that one.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! God bless. Thank God. I don't know why that's working now, but anyhow, fine. Let's close this out here. Let's get started. Let's get started.
Okay.
I feel so discombobulated and disoriented. I can't even tell you. All right. What do you got for me here?
We have thousands of stories talking about it. Sure. And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and that is Natalie.
This is Trump with South African president.
Yeah, the president's there along with his vice president, I believe, and like a whole bunch of.
I need his name. We really need his name, right?
Rapinoe.
That's Megan, the soccer player.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, it's not.
He's related. He's his uncle, her uncle.
Stop it. It's not Megan Rapinoe's uncle.
I had his name. Where is it? Ramaphosa.
President Ramaphosa. Okay. What is there any context for what's going on in this? Jaw-dropping moment, terrific. Okay, let's go.
somebody here to turn that. I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
These guys didn't expect to get dinner and a show.
People are going to occupy land.
What is happening?
There's a screenplay. They're going to show it. There's a TV playing, and they're showing them the stuff that they have compiled of all the people saying to kill the Boer and take the land and we'll cut their throats. And
okay.
And this here, the best part, Joe, is that this president tries to claim he doesn't know anything about this and he doesn't know any of these people.
Oh, so he doesn't know anything about there being any sort of like racism against white folk in South Africa.
But I also have a picture of this guy that's making all these statements, holding hands, and basically with the president.
All right. Well, let's see the clip first.
Hey, we can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South African occupy land. That's who we are. So whatever you want to do, we can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Yes, honorable member. Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot, kill. Come on,
I love the dancing. I love the step dancing. This is like the least coordinated black people I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's almost like, wow, you really were run by white people for far too long. Just look at how you dance. What is that? Did you? This is seriously the least coordinated black people. I don't even believe they're black. Everyone from South Africa is white. I don't even believe it. They're not. I've never seen. No. This is... Kill the Boer?
Kill the Boer, yeah.
What is kill the Boer? Do you understand?
The Boer, well, the Boer is all the people, the white South African farmers are Boers. That's what they're called, the Boers.
Oh, Boer. I always called it Boers, but they're called Boers. I'm sitting. Oh my gosh. Okay. I always thought I think the right pronunciation is Boer, but I haven't heard the word Boer in a long time, and that's why I was like, why are they talking about killing pigs? I was so confused. Boer, right? Boer.
Mm-hmm.
The other
white people.
So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man.
I have to say the audio here is painful.
It is. We have other video. I have other videos of it, but this is just them in the White House watching it.
Okay.
So they will not be touched. They will be touched. No one. But we're starting with this whiteness. We're cutting the throat of whiteness. Shoot, kill. No one stop. Kill the blue.
I cannot be the only. This looks like white people dancing. I'm sorry. It's this. Is there closed captioning here I can get? There's no closed captioning.
Shoot to kill. Come on, sir. Kill the poor. The farmer. Kill the poor. The farmer.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, what's not called for the killing of white people.
I can't do the audio on this. This is
That's fine. Well, you can just stop this. There's more. Just go to the next. Yeah, you can.
Look how uncomfortable he looks. He's like, I'm not watching this.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not.
It sounds like they've been listening to the DNC for far too long. That's like, unfortunately, there are too many black people in this country who sound a lot like them.
If they object, they can seek a refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
See, this president, he's acting like he doesn't know what's going on. And
Really? When did this happen? Is this in my country? Is this in my country? No, this is not in my country.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President?
Oh my God, he said it! He's trying to say it's not his country. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're actually showing you Sudan here. I can't believe that. I've never seen this clip before.
No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa.
It's in South Africa.
We need to find out.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
Now,
says Will Smith.
The next video clip is from Alex Jones. It's just a clip of, it's the video that they were watching. It's the actual raw footage that they were watching. We don't have to watch it because it was, but I just put it in there that way. You can go to the
I appreciate that. Well, let's just get the last 20 seconds here. We made it this far. Let's see his reaction to it. I'm enjoying his reaction to it. I almost don't need audio. It's like I could just watching his face. I'm like, what? Wait, was that really? Wait, was it really? Are you sure? Can we get to the bottom of this? He's like, Dikembe, get to the bottom of this. Find out where this is. Oh, what's happening here? I know nothing about this.
Okay.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be.
All right, so there you go. Let's move on.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna. Does that stop?
What are you talking about?
Oh, they stopped the Trump rails on that guy. And I thought they would keep going. Like he goes, "What are you asking about a jet for? Don't you see what we're doing here? This guy, who are you with? I never heard of your fake news. Get out of here."
He's so good. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what you got for me. So you're saying the next one is the Alex?
Next one, Alex Jones, is just it's the video that they were watching. It's the actual, you know what I'm saying, the raw video. So
how long is it?
It's like 5 minutes. We don't need to watch. You can go to the next one, the Charlie Spearing one. It's a short clip of the head of the Communist Party of South Africa doing this dance and singing.
They all dance so badly. What is happening here?
Kichima, Chimram Konto Alliance, shoot to kill, Hamaza, kill the poor, the farmer, kill.
So they want to kill the boer and the farmers, but the farmers are who grow all the food.
Attention.
I gotta tell you, I wouldn't want to stay there. If I was a Boer, I would not want to be staying there. I'm like, okay, you gotta sort of know when the writing's on the wall. It's like, no, we're getting the hell out of here now.
Now you see the guy's face that's doing the singing, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you share the picture that I have presented,
which one?
It's just the only one I have presented. I have a picture presented.
Oh, okay. Let me pull this out.
There's the president of South Africa with that guy.
Wow.
They look like they're friends, right?
Yeah, I think they seem pretty happy to see each other. They seem pretty. That's not a face of this is a guy I just met 2 seconds ago. I'm just saying. The woman's got the arms around both of them. Unbelievable. All right. So the next one up here is Katie Pavlich.
Yeah.
All right, let's open that one up. Let's see what you got for me here. This is just a picture that I see here. Oh, so we got
it's a tweet, and then it'll go to another.
The South African president in disbelief as Trump forced him to watch the communists in his country calling for genocide of white farmers squirmy. Why didn't you arrest that man? Trump asked. Ooh. Why didn't you arrest that man? That's a good question. Instead, he's giving him hugs and laughing with him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. All right. Next, Katie Pavlich also.
Just before you go to the next one, I have another video ready to go here. It's just 18 seconds long, but it's the president saying the same exact stuff that other guy was saying.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Go for it.
The question of land, the land of our forefathers and our foremothers must return to our people without any fail and without any payment of compensation. And it must happen now. The question of
that should have been in his little montage there.
It should have been, but I don't know if Trump even knew about this. Like, I think the Natalie, I'm wondering if the Natalie he was saying is here, is that Natalie Winters?
I don't know. Could be. Saying the reporter from what you call it, the Independent Reporter.
Yeah, the Independent Reporter, because he said, "Is Natalie here? Is Natalie here? Can you play this, Natalie?" So yeah, the next one I think is Katie Pavlich.
Yeah, I got it here.
President, you welcome white Afrikaner refugees here. Can you explain to Americans why it's appropriate to welcome white Afrikaners here when other refugees like Afghans, Venezuelans, Haitians have all had their protected status revoked?
Well, this is a group, NBC, that is truly fake news. They ask a lot of questions in a very pointed way. They're not questions, they're statements.
What I love about what he's able to do here, okay, is in one breath, he's crushing the president sitting next to him about how terrible his country is. And the next breath, when he's asked a question from fake news, he turns back to this guy and he's basically, almost like butting up, like, let me let you in on the scoop here. Like he's a butt. Like the way he's able to just basically be like, yeah, he doesn't. This is Trump. He's the honey badger. He doesn't care. The honey badger doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't raise his voice. He's not yelling. He's like, listen, these guys are fake news. Let me just tell you.
He will bash everyone in the room. He's the honey badger. He doesn't care. I love this version of Trump.
We've had tremendous complaints about Africa, about other countries too, from people. They say there's a lot of bad things going on in Africa, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. When you say we don't take others, all you have to do is take a look at the southern border. We let 21 million people come through our border, totally unchecked, totally unvetted. They came from all over the world. In many cases, they're criminals. They come from prisons. They come from mental institutions. They come from street gangs. They're drug dealers. So don't say that we didn't take them. We're trying to get them out as fast as we can. And we're doing record business on that. And we just won a big case. We're allowed to send back hundreds of criminals to Venezuela. Just won that today in the Supreme Court. I'm happy to hear. But we do have a lot of people very concerned with regard to South Africa, and that's really the purpose of the meeting, and we'll see how that turns out. But we have many people that feel they're being persecuted, and they're coming to the United States. So we take from many locations if we feel there's persecution or genocide going on. And we had a lot of people. I must tell you, Mr. President, we have had a tremendous number of people, especially since they've seen this. Generally, they're white farmers, and they're fleeing South Africa, and it's a very sad thing to see. But I hope we can have an explanation of that, because I know you don't want that.
Oh, he does want that. He wants them to flee so he can take their land and not have to have any sort of like hassle about it.
It's a kind of a different meeting. Normally we have meetings, we talk about trade, and we'll be talking about trade and other things. But
it's like, good. That is why I'm here.
That certainly will be a subject that comes up. Yeah.
All right. What do you got for me next here?
The next one is Katie Pavlich, where this, I believe it's the one where the president is trying to pawn off his minerals on us. He wants us, first he said something about, if I had a plane to give you, I'd give you a plane, but I don't, but we have minerals. Can we make a mineral deal?
All right. That's the one right before.
Right below. Another Katie. It should be another Katie Pavlich, I believe.
All right. Let me see if this is the right one. That's right before the breaking 911?
Yeah, right before the breaking 911.
Let me see.
I think that's the one, right?
Here, when other refugees.
No, that's the same. No, I got breaking 911 is.
Oh, breaking 911 is the next one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me do breaking 911. That's all right. That's all right. I like this. I'm learning the news with you.
We need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One. It's being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about, and talk about it very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around a table and talk about them.
Well,
and this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States,
those are all deaths.
Yeah, in many ways.
We need an Air Force One until
Nelson Mandela taught people to sit around a table. Winnie Mandela taught people to put tires around people's necks and light them on fire.
Apparently. South African Minister of Agriculture confirmed in the Oval Office today that white farmers are being killed and that it's a serious problem. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. At least we're on the same page now. And the last one I have here is from Jack Posobiec.
Yeah, Jack Posobiec.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Hi, NBC News. What happened here? Breaking a tense meeting with South African President Ramaphosa. It's Ramaphosa. President Trump plays videos promoting false claims of white genocide in the country. And now it's playing video promoting baseless claims of white genocide. Oh, baseless. And then they end up admitting that they were right. There you go. There you go. Unbelievable. NBC is pathetic. Useless. Useless.
Yeah,
Useless.
now all the media have their talking points now, Joe. They're going around saying Trump ambushed him.
Well, yeah, he did, of course. So this is a guy who needs to be ambushed. This is a guy who's screaming, "We're going to steal their land." So yeah, he needs to be ambushed. Why should anyone have a problem with that?
I don't.
I have no problem. These people need to be ambushed. He's not a good guy, this president. All right. I see this thing from Will Chamberlain is next.
Is it from Will Chamberlain next? No.
Is that? Did I jump down?
You jumped down. It should say Crazy Leftist Judges and then the Daily
I got
Caller.
you. Daily Caller. All right. Daily Caller. Let's go there. Let's go there. Meet Brian Murphy. He's a Biden-appointed district court judge who's threatening to block Trump's deportation of illegal migrants to South Sudan. Murphy was also a member of an organization which objected to using the word illegal to describe illegal migrants. Maybe this is why they struggle with the word woman, because if you're not allowed to use the word, it's much simpler to just pretend it doesn't exist. I guess I don't know. That's what I'm just trying to figure out the rationale here. And Libs TikTok reporting, Biden-appointed Massachusetts judge Brian Murphy ordered the return of dangerous illegals who were deported. The crimes of these aliens include homicide, drug trafficking, kidnapping, child R* PE, which should never, those two words should never be together, and armed robbery. Yeah, this is just, they're harmless folks. They're peace-loving. They're peace-loving. Peaceful. Yeah, they're settlers.
Settlers.
They're settlers. They are. They're settlers. Yes. These are the kind of people Democrat activist judges want to bring back into our country. Let's see the clip.
There's a short video clip.
A local judge in Massachusetts is trying to force the United States to bring back these uniquely barbaric monsters who present a clear and present threat to the safety of the American people and American victims. While we are fully compliant with the law and court orders, it is absolutely absurd for a district judge to try to dictate the foreign policy and national security of the United States of America.
It's unbelievable how they think that they have this ability to start directing what's going to happen in the Sudan. Like when it's not in America anymore, where do you think, what is the basis of your authority here?
I think, honestly, that this is, they ordered the Trump administration to not take the people off the plane. That the people are still sitting on the plane in South Sudan because they weren't all going to get off the plane there. They were stopping there and then they were taking them to other places.
I don't think they have jurisdiction in Sudan. If there's an American plane controlled by the American government in Sudan, I don't understand where they have jurisdiction outside like the four corners of their particular southern district of Massachusetts, wherever they're from. Unbelievable.
These are the monsters that the district judge is trying to protect. The contrast is brutally stark. President Trump and Secretary Noem are working every single day to get these vicious criminals off of American streets.
And by the way, if the left thinks that this is somehow a winning message for 2026 and the midterm elections, let them go with it. You keep going with this. You can keep claiming that this is I hope they keep whining about this while we keep doing it, and let them keep screaming about how Trump is so terrible for getting rid of the murderers and all and all the child harmers. Let them keep whining about it, because all they're doing is exposing themselves. They're exposing themselves like a creepy guy in a movie theater. That's what they're doing. Everyone understands that this is insanity. They're trying to capture like 11% of the American population that sides with them on this issue.
And while activist judges are on the other side fighting to get them back onto United States soil. Before I turn it over to Acting Director Todd Lyons, I would like to remind the journalists in this very room to do your job. We gave you the names of these monsters as you have right in front of you. Now tell the stories of the innocent Americans who they victimized. I implore you to stop doing the bidding of these disgusting individuals. Tell the stories of the innocents. It's the American victims who actually matter.
Well said. I don't know who that is, but still I can say well said.
I think she's the spokesperson for DHS.
Enrique Arias Jairo, a citizen of Cuba, convicted of homicide, armed robbery, sentenced to 15 years confinement, convicted of false impersonation of official. Wow. Kidnapping and robbery, strong arm, sentenced 15 years confinement, arrested by ICE May 2nd, 2025. Jose Manuel Rodriguez Quinones, Citizen of Cuba, convicted of attempted first-degree murder with a weapon, sentenced to 4 years confinement. Convicted of battery and larceny, 10 months confinement. Convicted of cocaine. Let's go to Thangze Nilakaut, a citizen of Laos. Convicted of first-degree murder and robbery, sentenced to life confinement. Arrested by ICE on January 26, 2025. Jesus Munoz Gutierrez, convicted of second-degree murder, sentenced to life. It's just one killer after another. Dion Peter Domak from South Sudan, convicted of robbery and possession of a firearm, sentenced to 8 years confinement. Possession of burglar's tools and possession of defaced firearm, 18 months. Arrested by ICE May 8, 2024. Kiyomiya, citizen of Burma, convicted of lascivious acts with a child victim. Gross. Less than 12 years of age. Sick monster. That's this jackass over here. Since 10 years confinement, paroled after 4 years, arrested by ICE February 18, 2025. Neo Mient, first degree assault, sexual assault involving a victim mentally and physically incapable of resisting. You sick mother effer. 12 years confinement. He's from Burma. Tuan Than Phan, citizen of Vietnam, first degree murder, second degree assault, sentenced to 22 years confinement. This is the people that they're fighting to let us keep.
We have a spammer in the Rumble chat, and I'm getting yelled at.
I'm on it.
It's HREM 54342.
I see it. HREM. Not cool, HREM 54342. Not cool. Now, it's not like anything as sickening as the other guy is or stupid as the other guy. So I'm just going to ban you for tonight. But if I see you do it again, HREM, I see you do it again. In that case, it's going to be longer. You can't just be sitting there sharing.
That was the same guy that was in the last stream doing it.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, you got his warning now. So there you go. Are you in there? You are there. I'll give you mod status. Can I can't do that from here. I have to go into like the back office and do that. So I can't do that from here. But yeah, there's no YouTube chat allows me to make you moderator from chat, but in Rumble I have to go into the studio to do it, and it's a little bit more.
Yeah,
Okay. Moving.
Okay,
Let's move. Moving onward. Let me see what you got for me next here.
Is that MJ Truth?
Yeah, I see it. All right, we're back on Judge Brian Murphy.
Yeah, it says.
Biden appointed Judge Brian E. Murphy ordered DHS to keep 8 illegal aliens in custody until he decides if their deportation flight broke the law or his court order. Unbelievable. ICE statement: we conducted a deportation flight from Texas to remove some of the most barbaric, violent individuals illegally in the United States. No country on earth wanted to accept them because their crimes are so uniquely monstrous and barbaric. These are the 8 guys here.
Yeah, I don't know why a judge in Massachusetts has anything to do over a flight out of Texas.
The audacity, the hubris is never ending. It's an unending level of hubris. And Margot Cleveland weighs in on this also. There's the hearing starting shortly in DVD versus DHS, an emergency motion for TRO to determine Trump administration violated the TRO, removing class members of South Sudan. Following yesterday's emergency motion charging 2 class members removed in violation of a TRO. Plaintiffs seeking an emergency order enjoining the defense from effectuating the removal of class members NM and TTP and any other class member to South Sudan because TTP, that's that fan guy, literally murderers. Defendants failed to comply with this court's preliminary injunction, specifically with respect to class member NM. Defendants failed to provide, and I think that's NM. I think that was.
I have the actual order if you want. It's there. There's a court list. There's a.
That's the guy.
The next one.
Well, that's this Neo Mient who committed sexual assault of a victim mentally and physically incapable of protecting themselves. That's who they were so worried about. Defendants failed to provide an opportunity for him to apply for protection on the UN Convention Against Torture. He needs to be tortured. That's what you need to do with people like this. He needs to be. Some people gots to go.
Why didn't they send them guys to El Salvador?
Breaking D.C. 2 Israeli diplomats shot and killed at a Capital Jewish Museum. Suspect
What?
yelling "Free Palestine."
Hold on, I'm on it. I'll find it.
Getting back to this story.
Here it is.
Last night, Mient's attorneys were notified that DHS intended to remove South Sudan. Okay, this morning they learned from a detention officer via email that Mient was removed the same morning as South Sudan. As with the motion for temporary restraining order, plaintiffs filed not even 2 weeks ago, May 7th, and which this court agreed ought not be necessary. Docket 91, this motion should also not be required as it blatantly defies this court's preliminary injunction to remove class members without a reasonable fear screening and a 15-day opportunity to submit a motion to reopen after any negative reasonable fear determination. They're so sickening, these people. At today's emergency hearing, the court ordered defendants to maintain custody and control of class members currently being removed to South Sudan or to any third country to ensure the practical feasibility of return if the court finds that such removals were unlawful. While the court leaves the practicalities of compliance to defendants' discretion, defendants have ensured that the court expects the class members will be treated humanely. I hope humanely means that they start removing his toenails. The court had further ordered that defendants be prepared at tomorrow's pre-scheduled hearing to identify by name the affected class members and to address the time, member, and notice each individual received as to the third country removal and what opportunity each individual had to raise a fear-based claim. They're so worried about sickos. They're more worried about sickos than Americans. None of them care about the Lake and Rileys of the world. No, they don't care about that at all. They're everything about them is so gross. Yesterday, court held emergency hearing and entered order requiring information today about the following. At today's emergency hearing, the court ordered defendants to maintain custody and control of class members currently being removed to South Sudan to any third country. So how are they supposed to? They're supposed to leave them on a plane? Is that what they're asking? He's asking them to do?
I think that's what they're
leave them on a
at,
plane. So we covered this.
Yeah. I have the. If you go to the next,
all right.
The next one down is a PDF.
It's unbelievable.
Of the order, and then the actual court, the whole court docket is the next one. But I don't think you want the whole court docket.
No, I don't want the whole court docket. No.
I do have the story about the shooting at the Israeli embassy, or not at the DC at the museum of 2 embassy employees. If you want it.
In a moment, let's finish this up and then we'll get to that. So where am I going next? So I'm going to go to the Lives of TikTok thing.
Yeah, Lives of TikTok thing. I think is the no. Lives of TikTok thing was the opener. That was that opener thing. You can jump to the next, the Will Chamberlain one if you want.
Okay. District of Maryland has imposed a new standing order that blocks the removal of any illegal alien if their lawyer files a habeas petition. Doesn't matter if the petition is frivolous. The injunction is automatic. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. There's no way that can be legal. This is what you call an illegal order right here. This has to be an illegal order. The All Writs Act permits courts to issue writs necessary or appropriate in aid of the respective jurisdictions and agreeable to the usages and principles of law. Wow. Further, the Supreme Court recognizes limited judicial power to preserve the court's jurisdiction or maintain status quo by injunction pending review of an agency's action through the prescribed statutory channels.
So they basically just created a class of all illegal aliens in their jurisdiction.
Not it, and their jurisdiction is apparently limitless. It extends all the way to Sudan. It's unbelievable. They're out of their minds. And this is all because of Chief Justice John Roberts, that they refused to stamp this crap down. In order to preserve existing conditions and potential jurisdiction of this court over pending matters, while the court determines the scope of its authority, which is non-existent, but to grant the request relief, to ensure petitioners are able to participate in the adjudication of their requests for habeas relief, including participation in court proceedings and access to legal counsel, to ensure the court is able to evaluate their respective claims for relief based on their in-court testimony that may be offered, and to ensure that government has a fulsome opportunity to brief and present arguments in its defense. It is hereby ordered by the U.S. District Court for the District of Maryland that upon the filing petition for writ of habeas corpus pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 2241 on behalf of an alien detainee, the government respondents, including all those filing for them on their behalf, are enjoined and restrained from moving petitioners in such cases from their continental United States or altering their legal status, provided the petitioner's full name and A number have been provided to court either in the petition or a separate sealed filing. Wow. Yeah, and that's what he's like. This is fine. That's Chief Justice Roberts sitting in everything's fine here. Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a whole article there, the Volkov conspiracy, but it's a long article. And
unbelievable. Yeah. Wow. Quote.
What really needs to happen is Congress needs to get off their butts and remove the authority for any Article 3 court from any jurisdiction over illegal aliens. Because they could do that.
This is the sort of tweet that later on, that months from now, Lawgic be like, I can't believe you wrote that. I can't believe you put that out publicly. People know your name.
Squarely ass test, land squarely ass territory. What?
Right past asinine, land squarely in ass territory.
You didn't put in ass territory. You just put squarely ass territory. Okay. Jim saved the day again.
Saving the day again. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. Like, what are you thinking? Here, let me start to. Do you understand all the problems with this order? Why is it that I got so? Why is this so outrageous to attorneys when they see this? I want to walk you through, okay, why this is so outrageous. We've seen all sorts of stupid orders, ridiculous orders. First and foremost, you want to talk about who the subject is. That's what laypersons are going to look at and say, this is insane how far they're bending over backwards to protect murderers, literal murderers, bending over backwards. But the law doesn't distinguish between murderers and other people, to be realistic. The reason why lawyers look at something like this and get legitimately outraged is because, first and foremost, you need to understand that an injunctive relief is an extreme type of remedy that the courts are supposed to be very, very hesitant to ever issue. They need to be looking at it, start with an assumption that you're not supposed to be issuing it, that you have to earn injunctive relief. It's considered a drastic remedy. That's number one. So what are we doing with that drastic remedy? Anyone who asks for it, you got it. You got it. Let's just give it to you. You asked for it, you got it. I don't have to know anymore. I'm just giving it to you. That is messed up. You're not supposed to be giving remedies to people who are not standing before you in court. The only people supposed to be giving remedies to are the petitioners who come claiming to you. So why it is that this judge thinks that he's authorized to start issuing orders that relate to anyone, presumably anywhere, who files a stupid habeas petition. Why? Who gave you authority over that? Under what basis do you think you have authority to weigh in on that? All your authority over is the issue that was raised before you with respect to the petitioners that are before you. You cannot start creating some sort of class that anyone who does this all of a sudden now is protected on high by me, the highly good judge, the judge from on high, who's making a determination that this is the way things are going to be. This is an executive order that he's writing here, that this is the way things are going to go. Like he's the president of the United States. You have no authority over the federal government and how they handle foreign affairs. So that makes this further asinine to the extent that anyone is in foreign territory. You have no authority beyond the four corners of your own demographic. And you're sitting here presuming to say that some jackass in Arizona files a habeas petition, that all of a sudden there's injunctive relief. There's magic injunctive. I'm just going to throw my magic injunctive relief fairy dust all over the country. I'm going to get I want to build Bill Gates planes there and just start zooming around and filling up the atmosphere with my magic pixie dust type of injunctive relief that I'm just throwing at people here. You turn the judiciary into a joke. This guy here is a joke. This judge is a joke. Everything about this is a joke. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that our American judicial system is looking like it's some banana republic insane asylum where every judge thinks I'm totally empowered to just start writing all sorts of laws and injunctive relief to anyone who hasn't even shown up yet, may not have set foot within a courtroom in 1,000 miles of my own jurisdiction here. And I'm just going to start saying, oh yeah, you got an injunction. You get an injunction. Like I'm freaking Oprah Winfrey giving out cars to my audience, but this is an audience which hasn't even come into my courtroom and maybe 1,000 miles away. Yeah, and you get injunctive relief, and you get injunctive relief, and you get injunctive relief. Who the hell do you think you are? It's asinine. It is so stupid. It's insane. At a certain point, that you want to know what's a constitutional crisis? This right here, this order is the constitutional crisis right here. We have a constitutional crisis that we have an insane judge who thinks that he has authority over these cases. We have someone who is so demented, so out of their minds that they think this is something that I have legal authority to issue to anyone, whoever shows up anywhere. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. That's why I said it's not just asinine, it's ass. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense at all. You're so deranged with hatred for Trump and everything about actually, fixing the problems that the majority of Americans say really need to be addressed today. But no, you have to stand in the way. And you think that because Joe Biden, that crazy old Joe Biden, corrupt Joe Biden, the lie to the entire American people about his health, Joe Biden, continually demented and run around by a circle of people who no one knows who they are, start creating policies to make sure that our country is overrun with tens of millions of illegal aliens, and that because he put you in power, and let's face it, not him, but some circle of other jackasses who he surrounded himself with, decide we're going to put your name on a list and then auto pen your name in there, that all of a sudden, oh, you're now in power. Oh, you're the new president. You're president for life. Look at this, El Presidente here. Unbelievable.
Could this even apply to people who haven't even come into the U.S. yet?
I could. Why not? Why not? Who the hell knows? It doesn't say who it's not applying to. All you got to do, file writ, and it's granted. You can't be moved. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for that people look at the American judicial system and we don't have one president. No, we got hundreds of presidents now. Anyone can issue an executive order anytime they want. Go for it. Issue your executive orders. And then if Trump doesn't follow, constitutional crisis. Can you believe he's ignoring the courts? The court's ignoring the law. I'll tell you right now, this is an illegal order. It's an illegal order. It's unbelievable.
There's another one right below it. It's from the Massachusetts judge. The Bill Malugin one.
I'm pulling it. A federal judge in Boston has ruled that the Trump administration violated his order with its deportation flight intended to South Sudan. It's not in America. As ordered, criminal aliens on the plane, which include 5 convicted murderers, be given credible fear screening and 15 days to reopen their immigration cases with access to phones and attorneys if they're determined to have credible fear. Each criminal alien must be given no less than 72 hours notice about the credible fear interview. Judge Brian Murphy has also ordered DHS must provide status reports on individuals every 7 days. Hope they all fall out of the plane. I hope all these people fall out of the plane. Oh, whoops, they died. Crazy situation. You wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah, I would take that plane load of those people right to Gitmo.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at the stuff about the shooting in DC or?
Yeah, let's check out the shooting
Right.
in DC.
I'll put it in the private chat right now. I got 3 links for it.
You're fast, man. You are fast. This is live breaking report right here at Good Lawgic. Live breaking report. This just happened like moments ago. A horrific tragedy, apparently, from what we're initially told.
Yes. You could start with either the Elise Stefanik one or the Nick Sorter one. Either one, it doesn't really matter. And then I would the last one, the Jewish Insider.
Shooting outside a Jewish museum in Washington, D.C. is a heinous act of anti-Semitic murder and terrorism. U.S. law enforcement must use every tool at its disposal to investigate and prosecute these evil criminals. The U.S. has continued to stand with our most precious ally, Israel, and work to eradicate the violent anti-Semitism raging in our streets and around the world. This is the sort of thing which tells me, by the way, this sort of thing, I'm not even kidding, this sort of thing tells me I need to leave.
Need to leave where? What?
Here.
The U.S.?
This is exactly the sort of Israeli diplomat has just been shot and killed outside Capitol Jewish Museum in D.C. Shooters screamed "Free Palestine" before assassinating the diplomat, per D.C. police. FBI and Pam Bondi are now on the scene. This is horrifying. God forbid it was my family member there. They'd be the ones who are dead now.
I don't know why the Democrats thought it was okay to let these people run around chanting all this stuff and taking over schools and lighting stuff on fire, and it was going to lead to this.
Situation is what it is.
In a Fox exclusive, you're watching an incredibly rare interaction as the jail in Los Angeles transfers an
you've got something playing.
I see it. I know what happened. You don't hear it now, right?
No, I don't hear it now.
Yeah.
It must have been something playing on another tab somewhere that just auto played.
I know what it is. It's still, sadly, it's still playing for me. It's not playing for any of you, but it's still playing for me. Give me a moment here. All right, I got it. Yeah, no, this sort of thing is like, we'll never know the motivation.
Yeah, we will. The guy yelled Allahu Akbar. Free Palestine. I mean,
I think that's he's being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
He's being sarcastic. I think he's being sarcastic.
I don't know if you don't need to leave the country, Joe. You just need to leave New Jersey and come down to Florida where you can arm yourself.
Yeah, my aunt recently moved to Israel. And And she said the reason she moved there is because she said she looks at like what's going on in this country. She lived here her whole life. Never, and she's like, she looks at what's going on in the country, and she said, I often ask myself, if I was alive in Germany in the 30s, would I have had the foresight to leave? And I never knew, because like some Jews fled. They saw the writing on the wall and they fled, and others didn't. And she's like, I always wonder like which camp I would have been in. Like, no, it's gonna be okay, or the camp that's like the camp that's like, no, we're getting out of here now. And she's like, I always hoped I would be in the camp that would see the writing on the wall. And she moved a couple of years ago. She's like, I see the writing on the wall, I'm leaving. And I thought what she said was, I understood it on an emotional level, but I still thought that intellectually I was like, come on. You tell me now they're just starting to shoot Jews for being by a Jewish place? That's a sign. That's a sign. Tell me how I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, is it safer? Is it safer in Israel than it is?
You know what? Press briefing coming. So sorry, Joe. Yeah, I appreciate you giving me the heads up, Tracy. Thank you. It's not even a matter of it's safer. It's not even a matter of that. It's more a matter of like,
you know the risks there.
When a country is telling you they don't want you, what are you fighting for? This is why when I see the South Africans, the Boers, the Boers, I'm just like, yeah, sometimes you gotta go. You know, I think if you're a white person living in South Africa, you could stand there on principle, say, hey, this is where my father, grandfather, great grandfather, the last 10 generations living here for the last 300 years, whatever. Okay, you can say that. Is that gonna help you if there's 1,000 people showing up on your farm with pitchforks? You'll be totally right. Is it helping any of those people in caskets? It's like at a certain point, you're just gonna say like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Like if it's coming to that, I might as well go somewhere that people want me there. And I know that my chat here, they want me here. I understand that. And I'm not moving tomorrow. But I'm just saying I'm not telling Lawgic, let's get out of here. But I would tell you that, like, if the country basically comes to a place that this is something that's not breaking news, in that case, like you sort of have to ask yourself, why would you say? And that's just common sense. What's your nationality?
Mine?
Yeah, like
Polish
your
and
grandfather. Okay,
my grandmother, my father's mother, fled Poland in 1932.
So what I'm saying is, if there was this growing hatred of Polish people, literally trying to kill them, it's like you'd be like, all right, why would I stay in a country? Do you think? I'll ask you this. Let's look at the white farmers. Do you think they should be staying in South Africa? They've been there for 10 generations. It's like 1600s, I think, is when they went down there, right?
Well, yeah, 1600s. I think they should get out now while they can before it's too late.
Exactly.
Because but the difference with them is they have nobody that has their back at all in that country. It's just them against the entire government. They're only, numbers wise, they probably
numbers. The government is against them. That's why.
Right. The government is against them. Numbers wise, there's probably. I don't know what's the Jewish population in the United States is. What?
No, that you're making a great point, Jim. You really are. And the reason you make a great point is because in Germany, the difference in Germany is the government was against the Jews.
Correct.
So that's really the writing on the wall. So you're saying South Africa is more similar to that because the government is against them.
I would say it's exactly the same. South Africa right now with the Boers or the farmers is the same as Germany was with the Jews in the late 30s. Well, 33 is when it started before 33, but it was going on for a while.
Right.
And it was obvious the government was out to get him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an important, I think that's actually a pretty logical line that you're drawing. I think you're drawing a logical line. I think that's actually a very logical line. So, but yeah, stories like that just depress the heck out of me. They really do. Anyway, so let's go on to the next story that we got here. What do you got for me?
You don't want to read any more about this, or you don't? Okay.
What am I going to get? Okay, I'll read the quick story here. I'll read the quick story here. Here we go. This is what he found. This is what was breaking. This is hot off the press. Most people haven't even heard this story yet. Two Israeli embassy employees killed in shooting outside D.C. Jewish Museum. Israeli ambassador to UN Danny Danon called the shooting a depraved act.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Danny died.
No,
I was like, whoa.
And anti-Semitic terrorism. No, that's not working. That's not working.
What happened?
I got something. I don't care enough about this story. I don't care enough about it. All right. Give me something I can enjoy.
Okay. How about this? There's more on the Biden cover-up from the Democratic firing squad where they started aiming the guns at themselves.
Nice. The Polish firing squad.
Yeah.
And you Polacks think you're welcome.
Whatever. You know what, though? If it wasn't for the Polacks, they would have never cracked the Enigma code on those machines that the Germans had. It was all work done in Poland before the invasion.
Yeah, good job. How many Polish people were involved in cracking it?
I don't know.
They were getting the Coca-Colas that were spelled with like 6 W's and a Vladi.
All right. Nice, Joe. Nice.
I'm interested in the Biden stuff because Jake Tapper's book Original Sin comes out today, which I'm looking forward to reading. And this book talks about his inner circle and how his inner circle kept his mental decline and health diagnosis from others. So I think they announced his President Biden's prostate diagnosis to get in front of that book.
Some of the other stuff that's coming out
and whatever may be in that book. And I'm looking forward to reading it because I want to see if people like Jake Tapper, hold themselves and their networks like CNN accountable for how much they didn't report on, because they're all complicit in not calling a thing in regards to President Biden.
Regarding his health, you mean? Regarding his health?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
I'm interested in
All right. This is good. Start pointing your guns. Aim your guns. Aim your guns.
Next one's Chris Cuomo.
Chris Cuomo. So wait, where am I? I gotta see where I'm at.
Another Amuse.
Amuse. Okay, I got it.
There is a press conference going on right now for that shooting. It was a young couple that was just getting engaged. So that's horrible.
They give their names?
I stopped playing it, but I could back it up. And they didn't say their names. They were going to go to Jerusalem next week for the engagement.
When it comes to Biden, you know how I feel. You didn't see and hear his obvious diminished capacity. What we mentioned here at News Nation all the time, this is a shocker. And now the narrative gets a nudge from a book.
Whoa.
4 years ago, 4 years ago, you were not at News Nation.
3 years ago, he wasn't at News Nation. 2 years ago, he wasn't at News Nation. When did he go to News Nation? Last year?
Where were you, Chrissy? Where were you, Fredo? Come on. Oh, I'm smart.
Book that is about deception and a cover-up. They want you to believe the media was deceived into thinking Biden had no issues.
You were part of it. Why don't you give us the scoop about what was happening in CNN? Conversations you had around the water cooler with Jim Acosta and Brian Seltzer. It's Brian Seltzer. Yeah, why don't you break that scoop for us and expose them?
Don't count me in on that. I knew, okay? And it was no secret because you knew too.
How often did you talk about it on air?
The book is titled Original Sin, claiming to detail how Biden's staffers made efforts to hide his decline from the public and the media. The cover has Biden with his hands over his eyes, and it could just as easily be a picture of the writers of this book who are pretending they didn't see and hear what everybody else did. And look, I do believe the book is a cover for something. And it's a cover for something that's much more serious to me than Biden's age and stage ever were. The reality that many in the media knew damn well that Biden was losing it, but they played it down because they wanted Trump to lose more. The original sin is not hiding Biden's age and stage, but hiding this preference.
Hiding this preference. Hiding this preference. Gosh. Hiding this. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. It's unbelievable. Oh, God. All right. Is there one more on this?
Yeah, I think so.
What was that?
Yeah, it's Jake Tapper himself trying to give Joe Scarborough shit about it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've never seen someone come out with a book. I've never seen this. And you guys tell me if you've seen it. Have you ever see someone come out with a book and he's answering and so much squirming? It's like it's because he came out with this book that he's squirming so much, taking off the glasses.
In your specific case, Joe,
rubbing the nose, rubbing the eyes.
Our reporting indicates that Joe Biden, who, as you know, is a frequent viewer of the show, saw when David Ignatius wrote that column in, I think, August 2023, saying that Joe Biden should not run for re-election because of what he had been hearing.
Right.
And he came on this show, and you guys had a robust conversation about this. You largely agreed that you'd been hearing things about this, but that there was really no alternative, that Kamala Harris was not up to the job. That's what Democrats were telling you behind the scenes. Joe Biden saw that. Joe Biden said to staffers.
And you guys all said sharp. So sharp. Oh, so sharp. Oh, it's crazy. He's doing handsprings backstage. It's crazy. You wouldn't even believe it. He was on a horse, and the horse was like dancing, and he's like sitting there. He was juggling knives on the back while standing on the top of the horse. It was crazy. So sharp.
That he wanted to convince you that you were wrong.
Cogent.
And he focused on you like you were a constituency, like you were farmers in Iowa, like you were the Kiwanis Club in New Hampshire. And he made sure that you thought differently. He made sure that you thought differently. I think he did this with a couple people. I think he did it with Meacham. He might have done it with Evan Osnos. He knew that there were people that had to be convinced that he was fine. And he tried to prove that to you.
Almost giving Scarborough a pass there. He fooled you. You're one of the good ones, Joe. You're an ally. You're a good one. It's not your fault. He duped you. Unbelievable.
Didn't Scarborough say something like it was the best Biden he's ever seen, or like right before
Best
the debate?
Biden he's ever seen. Oh my God. When did older not mean more experienced? Can we at least appreciate the experience? So sharp. He doubled down on it. I shared a clip of this last night. This is when I was flying solo last night. I was cheating on you with myself, and and he was doubling down, saying he called me after I was on his show. After I was railing about the way he was handling Ukraine, and he called me, and I'm at home, and I'm talking, and Mika's there, and she's like, who's on the phone? It's President Biden. And he spent an hour on the phone with me, walking me through it. He's talking about the Middle East and Ukraine and what's going on in Thailand and in Burma, and he's going on, and he had a better handle of the situation. Look, I know when people are talking to me and they're just snowing me, they're just, yeah. No. We know, because we've been in the industry. We know we're the experts here. We know, but not him. No, Joe Biden was one of the few people. Everything. He was on top. He's so full of crap. Jake Tapper there is actually giving him a pass. He's giving him a pass. He's like, it's not your fault. He tricked you because he focused on making you believe it. What I'm loving about this whole story is that this guy right here, he's never going to live down this book. He wrote a book and he's never going to live it down. And the original sin is the sin by the media. I don't know. And I'm sure that's not where he points it. He points it at the inner circle, but the sin is in the media. And he is as bad a culprit as anyone. The whole thing with Lara Trump and everything. This is not true. This doesn't make you go blind. They had to start using short stairs on Air Force One his first year, but we did not know. Oh, yeah. We had no way of knowing. We thought he was physically infirm. We didn't realize he was mentally infirm. That's what they would say. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. Anyhow, I need to start landing my plane here. I think it's time. I think I'm starting to feel like a little tired. I have long days these days. All right. Jim, tell everyone where they can find you, please.
You can find me on YouTube and Rumble at Jim Tells You, on Twitter at Jim Satala, and on Locals at Satala Consulting LLC.
That's the one link you didn't give me. That's the one link. That's the one link I really need. In the meanwhile, while you're digging that up, Brian Oldenkamp coming in here and just saying like, "Oh my God, we had no new subs tonight." God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. Let's see who you brought into us. Let's see who you brought to the following tonight. Who'd you bring on in here? Am I able to find this tonight? Let's see who you brought to the following tonight. There it is. There it is. Bring it on in here. Vivian James, welcome to the following. Tanya Nona, Allison Cole, Scholar, Creator, Viva, Crystal Ray, Leslie Ann Moon, Susan Danielle, Savage Cashew, Mr. E4E9. Look at that, Mr. E. Tammy Lynn, Patriot Wheel, Michelle. Oh, Michelle's a name I haven't seen in a while. Selda. It's not Selda. Seled. Dana Babe. KJ, American Patriot, Serial Killer. Oh my God, it's jumping on me. Legal Minded Friends, Karen Cole. Look at that. Legal Minded Friends. Nice. She's been here a while too. Shield Maiden. And Serial Killer, an American Patriot, KJ, and did I get everyone? I think I might have gotten everyone. I think I might have. If I missed you, if I called your name out, or if you saw your name pop up there, I would really appreciate it if you can express gratitude to this fine man here, Brian Oldenkamp, who comes in here saying, we need more followers. We need more followers. And he's damn skippy. That's not the way you use that phrase. Well, yeah. All I can say is, damn Skippy. That's right. We need more followers because the following is a group of like-minded individuals who are concerned about greater personal growth. If the world had more people who were engaging in greater personal growth, you think we'd be talking about the tragedies we're talking about tonight? If you think that stupid judge from Maryland, you think he cares about personal growth? He doesn't care about that. He doesn't. I'll tell you right now. He doesn't give the slightest damn about that. All he cares about is passing his own crap legislation from the bench, apparently. All right. Well, there we go. I mean, let me see what I could write out here. I think I'm going to write, I would really appreciate if you can give this channel a sub. And pretend that I wrote this myself. I'd really appreciate it. Where am I at here? Here we go. Let me put it in here. But I would appreciate if you can give this channel a sub.
I would appreciate it too.
Yes. That's where you can find him. I'm going to throw this in the chat also in Rumble, if I can find Rumble, which I'm not sure I can right now because I'm everywhere tonight. Oh, here it is. All right. Control V. On the way out the door as we start landing our plane, remind you that you definitely need to stay away from that freaking lab meat. It's not just covered in flies. They clean up the flies right before you get there, but it's meant for they, them. It's definitely not meant for you. No matter what they say. Do not Do not eat the bugs. Don't do it. Don't eat the bugs. Have a good night, everyone. I thank you all for joining me. Tomorrow, I'm back in court dropping 2 vids. Kid Cudi. I'll let you know exactly what he says from the stand. Till then, take care of yourselves. And as always, Godspeed.